Good morning, everybody, or evening, wherever you are. Today we're going to go over the second part of the relations and functions activity that's from before. So there's these 2 pages where we have to list the domain and range of these relations. They may be functions, but these relations using interval notation. Okay, so let's get right to it. I'm going to trace this a little bit so it's easier to see because it's a little hard to see with it because it's black on black here. So let me go ahead and trace this blue, and hopefully it comes up a little easier for you guys to see this. Let me go ahead and trace this. And I recommend doing this if you're doing this on your own. Obviously you're doing this on your own. I hope you're doing this on your own. All right, so here we go. Hopefully you can see that a little better. So domain's going to be the x values, so it's left and right. Our minimum x value is all the way to the left here, and it's -5. It's a closed circle, so it's going to be a bracket because it's inclusive, and it goes all the way to right here and +7. That's going to be inclusive as well. Okay, the range is the lowest followed by highest. The lowest value is going to be down here, so it's -9, and that's going to be inclusive because it's a closed circle. And the maximum value is all the way up here at +9. Is this a function? Yes, it is, because it passes the vertical line test. Okay, let's look over here. Now this one has no arrows, so we're going to assume that it ends here and here. Okay, so domain all the way to the left is here, right? And that's going to be -3. It's a closed circle, so it's a bracket. Excuse me. And the maximum x value is over here, which is +3, and that's going to also be a bracket. Well, the range, the lowest is 2, the highest is 10, so 2 to 10, and they're both inclusive, and this does pass the vertical line test. Okay, let's look at this one. Good, I'm going to trace these, just so I think they're a little easier, see if you do that. Oop. And go. Okay. Sorry, it should end right there. Okay, so domains left to right, so -10, closed circle, +10, closed circle, so brackets. Range, the lowest at y value is -5, and that's closed bracket. It's a bracket. I must say closed bracket. Highest y value is here, so it's 5. It's closed circle, so it's a bracket, and the S that it passes the vertical line test. Over here, this one's interesting. Here we go. Okay, so domain, we're going to assume it ends there and there. So -10 to +10. There's no arrows there, so we're going to assume those are dots. Range, the lowest y value is right about here, so -1 and +1. Function, yes. Okay. Right here, from here to here, put a point there, put a point there. There we go. Okay. Lowest x value is negative, what is that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, -8. And I'll put a bracket. +2, that's a bracket. Range, lowest y value is -5. Bracket. Highest is going to be 8. And that is a positive, that is a function rather. Okay, we have dots here, dots here. I'm not going to rewrite that because there's no lines to confuse it. So lowest x value is 0 because it starts here, it goes this way. And highest x value is 6. Lowest y value looks like, here's the thing, this one's kind of hard to read. It's below 6. I guess we're going to assume that's -7. I guess we'll just eyeball that because it's not very accurate. -7 all the way to, it looks like 18. And that is a function, yes. Okay, cool. Let's look at the next part. Okay. So here, domain, the lowest x value is all the way left here, so it's going to be -2. And that's a bracket. And the highest x value, it keeps going. Those are arrows, so it's going to be all the way to the right, so it's infinity, and that's always parentheses. This is going down into the right, so because it's going down with an arrow, that's going to be -infinity for the lowest y value. That's parentheses. And then again, this is going up into the right, so that's going to be +infinity. And this fails the vertical line test multiple times to say no, this is not a function. Here, okay, we get arrow, arrow, So domain, it keeps going to the left, so it's negative infinity, parentheses, positive infinity, parentheses, because it's going in both directions. Range, same thing. It's going down with an arrow, so it's negative infinity. And this is going up, positive infinity. And this does pass the vertical line test, so that is a function. All right, here, I'm going to trace this one because it's a little easier to see if we trace it. There we go. So domain, it's going to the left with an arrow, so it's going to be negative infinity. And it's going to the right with an arrow, so it's positive infinity. And range, it stops at, it's kind of hard to read this, right? This is the x-axis, that's -1, so it stops at -1. And that's a bracket. And it stops at +1, that's a bracket. And that is a function, yes. Passes the vertical line test. Okay. So we got a circle here. Domain looks like it's from, this is -1, this is -2. So -2 to +2. And same thing, -2 to +2. Okay, and this is not a function. It fails the vertical line test, as you can see. Okay, here. Arrows. So because there's arrows, we're going to the left. That means it's negative infinity. And we're going to the right. It's positive infinity. The lowest y value is right here, so it's -1. And the highest y value is going to be infinity because it's going up with an arrow. Is this a function? Yes, it passes the vertical line test. Here we have a semicircle. Lowest x values, these two, it's furthest to the right, so it's 0 with a bracket. And then 1, 2, the bracket. Range, lowest y value is -2. Highest is +2. And this is not a function. It fails the vertical line test. Last one. It's like almost like an S kind of. So domain is going to the left, so it's negative infinity. And going to the right, positive infinity. Range, it looks like it stops at -1. And it stops at +1. And it is definitely not. Oh, why did I put yes? Why did I put yes here? My goodness. Why did I put yes here? Let's go back. Sorry, I don't know what I was doing there. All right, this should be no. I said no, but wrote yes. That's not very helpful, is it? That should be no. This should be no. I went too fast. That's what it was. And this should be no. I apologize for the confusion. All right, so that I'll zoom out so you can see all that. Hold on. There we go. So there it is right there. And there it is right there. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions, guys. I'm more than happy to help. Thanks.